Over the last 3 years, I've been scaling 7 to 9 figure e-commerce brands with performances like these, and these. And while doing this, I've experimented with many different ad formats. In this video, I will show you what kind of ad formats are currently performing best, how to execute them, what to pay attention to, and why they are performing. So number one that I've seen performing for a lot of brands recently are AI mashup videos. This is how it looks like. Essentially, the whole idea is to have some AI clips and mainly a mashup of many different clips. Some are filmed, but the point is that we have an AI voice that's being the narrator, so like not a UGC ad, not a testimonial, but just kind of educational, an explanation ad with an authoritarian AI voice, and then a lot of like these kind of graphics which you can either do with video editing or generate with AI that kind of not only explain the problem but also show the problem visually. And this is also the secret why it works. It's just very convincing because it really educates on how the problem works and how your product can resolve the problem. And in general, an important rule for your ads to be working well is do not tell but always show, and these ads show perfectly. So yeah, this is an ad format that is performing really well. If you have anything that you can explain or need to educate your audience on, this kind of ad format is really perfect to do that. Just quickly for reference, so you can also listen how it's supposed to sound, right? So this is like how the AI mashup voice usually sounds.
You don't have back pain. Your spine's just begging for space. If you've lived with back pain long enough,
So yeah, you can generate this kind of voiceover with 11 Labs or TapTap. There are many platforms for that, but basically you want to generate that and create some AI images, plus like use your existing clips to do some mashups, and this is how you can make such an ad. Usually works really well if you have something to explain or something to educate on. Now format number 2, and this has been kind of overused recently, but it still works if you get the fundamentals right. So number 2 is basically the classic UGC ad. The way it works is you have just someone using your product, talking about it, filming A rolls, filming B rolls, and in the meantime really talking about it. In comparison to the first ad format, the advantage of this one is of course that you have the human touch. You have someone who's actually showing that it works. Now again, here also a general rule is you have to show people, not just tell. Because a few years ago UGC appeared and it like became this new trendy ad format and everyone started running it, and then it kind of got saturated with people making crazy claims with saying it solved this and that for them. So with UGC it still works. Some people said UGC is dead. It's definitely not. This has been always performing well for us. The only important thing is that you really make it like not like acting, not like cringy, not exaggerate emotions or like fake acting, but really authentic. The way people would react, not over exaggerated, and also not just tell about the benefits, but actually show. So for example, this girl here is talking about the makeup, but she's also showing it, and this is really the main thing. She's showing how she's using the products and basically the end result of it. This is the important thing, because in the end, yeah, people know it's an ad, people know she's getting paid for this, but at the same time they see, okay, like if they just compare the before and after, and they see the process and there are not even many cuts in between, right? They know it's working. So this is one way to do UGC. You really want to show the transformation, and as long as you can kind of prove it with the video material, not just talk about it, it will perform most likely quite well for you if the script is on point. Now the next winning ad format that we have is very similar to this one, or kind of originated from the UGC one, because over time people would notice, okay, the UGC ads, they are super inauthentic, people are just acting, the product isn't even that great, they just use maybe even some additional products to achieve whatever transformation is requested or desired, right, to just get their brief done. So out of that, a certain thing resulted in that is kind of the inauthentic UGC fatigue, that like super fake UGC would just not perform. But at the same time, it created like this new kind of ad format, which goes to the other extreme, not super inauthentic, but super authentic. And that is the no-cut organic testimonial. Let's quickly play it.
I'm getting older, that I'm really fixating on is like my neck and chest aging the same as my face. And I feel like so many people worry about all of their serums, creams, and whatnot on their face and then skip out on their neck and their chest. But last January, I actually got my entire neck and
so this is the thing. The whole ad goes like this, and you can see there are not even captions. There is not a single cut. this is just a person talking in their wardrobe. Couldn't get more organic, right? So it's a super authentic testimonial of someone just talking. And this usually performs really well, especially if you've seen your UGCs maybe being a bit inauthentic, or maybe people not really converting from it or not believing it, or some negative comments below your UGC ads, because this kind of ad takes it to the next level and makes it even more organic, even more believable. They are not even cut, so if you're even showing something while talking, not just talking, like people know you can't fake it. It's just true, and this is why this kind of ad format performs really well. Plus, it blends in well into organic content, into the organic feed, while someone is scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, and they will probably only like a few seconds in notice that this is not an organic video but an ad. But by that time, you had enough time to hook them in, to call out the problem. For example, now this girl actually calls out the problem immediately so that people are interested, even though like after a few seconds they might notice it's an ad.
One of the things as I'm getting older that I'm really fixating on is like my neck and chest.
So here she just calls out the problem, and if someone is resonating with that, they will be interested to watch it, even if they understand on the way that this is actually an ad. Now, ad format number 3, and this is really successful with ads that go into identity marketing or brands that sell fashion. So here we have literally just a product image. Here we kind of have, well, almost the full cycle, because in the beginning of Facebook ads, people would just run images and it would be profitable just because of the product. And now we are kind of partially cycling back to that. So here we have just a lifestyle image and the product sells itself. This again is super organic and works especially well for fashion brands, because even in organic posts some people would comment, hey, where did you get this dress from, where did you get this hoodie from, where did you get whatever from, and this plays into that pattern. It just puts the product out, and if they like it, they like it. There's not much explanation to do. It's very organic, again, blends really well into the organic feed, so people don't feel like it, you know, they're getting sold. If there would be like a big sales headline and then like 15 words on this, it might be just so overcrowded and people are kind of exhausted from it already that they would just skip it. But like this, they actually take a look at it. Now this was an extreme example. Actually, you don't have to go that extreme. Usually what works better is still having some copy on it. And I think this is a good example for it. So here again, we have a lifestyle shot, but some copy on it, and that is fine too. So here we have this coffee, we have a testimonial, we have the logo, and a call to action. Still very simple, very organic lifestyle shot plus copy that really resonates, and this is the way you can sell. So basically anything that does not need too much explanation, if your product is kind of self-explanatory from an image or because you are just selling the identity, just have a lifestyle shot and a short testimonial or a short headline like this, and as long as it resonates, as long as the background resonates, well, basically the whole visual and the headline resonates, that can be one of your best ads. It's really as simple as that. So the only thing to focus on is, of course, to have this lifestyle shot in an environment that really resonates with people, and to have a headline that really resonates, or a testimonial. And that way you can make this kind of ad format really successful for you. Now, ad format number 4 is actually something many people don't like to do, but this is exactly why it performs so well. There are not that many founders that are actually comfortable to get on camera and talk publicly and be known for their brand. But this is exactly why the competition of this type of ads is really low. And if you have a legit brand, not just dropshipping, but really selling your own product, branding it, standing for something, then this is really the type of ad you will always want to run. And so far, I'm really yet to see it not performing. So far, it only has been performing. So here's an example of one.
Today, we're seeking $750,000 in exchange for 5% of the company.
I'll give you $750. I want 50 cents in royalties off every unit till I recoup $1 million, and I want the 5% equity now.
I don't think we could take your deal, Kevin.
We're in our 10th year now, and NeuroGum has become bigger than Kent and I could have ever imagined. We were one of the biggest brands on TikTok Shop last year. We were one of the top brands on Amazon in our category, and we're so proud of this team that we've built.
So here you can see we have the founders actually talking, but then also they even combine it with kind of a viral clip because they've been on this show. And after that, they built in a lot of credible B-rolls. They're in the warehouse, they are on some kind of presentation, they show their ads in real life, not just on the phone. So they really play here with authority, but there are many different ways of how you can actually do this. You don't need to go live on TV to be able to run this ad. You can literally, whatever you do, whatever kind of events you have, with your brand, whatever even like your factory is, you can just literally walk through the factory, you can walk through the office, you can talk about it, and then just mix in some B-rolls and kind of make it a brand / founder story. And this really performs super well, especially if you're someone who has a story to tell. So this will be something for the 8 and 9 figure brands, but if you have something that has already a name, or if you have a story, just tell it and it will usually perform super well. The hit rate on those ads is super high because there are not many people that actually can run this type of ads. Most people are just dropshippers. So next up, number 5, we have absurd AI ads. And the important part here is absurd, because there are a lot of new AI tools out and people are generating static images, they are generating videos, they are generating lots of different things, even like UGC ads, which I, by the way, really don't recommend. Don't generate UGC ads. If you have someone talking about how this cream like fixed their acne or their skin and people see it's an AI avatar, they will be like, what's going on? This is obviously so fake. They will hate it because that is kind of misusing AI. For the UGC videos, it's really important that you have a real person talking about real experience and people know it's real. You can't really fake it. AI isn't really that good yet, maybe at some point, but even then it's better to use a real person because kind of the energy and the emotion just convey through the video. But what you can do with AI is making it obvious that it's AI. So here's an example of this.
Bro, yeah. Hear me out. Okay. Bully bunches, right? Yeah. Classic size. Yeah. I got the mega, jumbo. Yeah. But like, if you don't chew the monster, bro, like, do you even chew, bro? Totally, bro.
So you can see it's a podcast with dogs. And obviously this is AI generated, but it performs really well because, well, people have never seen before a podcast where dogs talk to each other. And that is kind of the point. AI is very strong, not because it enables you to fake authentic content, but because you can create with it things that usually were not ever created. People are not used to see this. They are being entertained watching this. Even if you know it's an ad, you would just watch it and think, okay, what kind of thing is that? And then towards the end, they've already heard all the copy and all the things they needed to hear to convert and to buy from you. So this is why it works just so well. By the way, you can do also the same with static images. So basically generating some absurd static image where people can tell it is AI, but it's so absurd and entertaining that people are still curious to click and see who actually the advertiser is and what they're actually selling. Now the next ad format is something that got mainly replaced by the UGC videos, but now the trend is that UGC videos are again like getting less effective unless they're really authentic and really believable. And now the trend is going back more to videos with text overlay without any voice. Here's one example. So here we have just the product, some copy, and of course again in relatable, relevant environments. This is really strong for identity marketing. But basically here we just have the product and the offer. Short video with some text overlay. Here's an ad from Tinder that's actually working for like a few months now. Here also the same thing. We have just some short clip together with a headline and that's it. And then we have just some trendy music overlay. So this is how this kind of ad works. And here another one of these that is more in the testimonial style, but still just B-rolls with text overlay.
I switched to time zone, but what do I know? Spend a nice hitchhiking, where will I go? I could fly home with my eyes closed, but it get kinda hard to see.
So this works also really well because again, social media got flooded for a while with inauthentic UGC videos, and now people are just tiring of being talked to by some noisy person whenever they scroll, and now they appreciate just music with some text overlay. Here's another example that kind of goes into the extreme and just shows times. Now if you've watched to this point, I'll add on another bonus ad format that performs really well, just needs some skill and copywriting. So that is the long form VSL. You can see this video is around 3.5 minutes, but this also takes like the AI mashup education approach, but just conveyed by a human. Usually works better on an older audience.
Many women think heavy legs and swelling are only normal aging, but this is not just genetics. Not only getting old, It is what I call bad electrical circulation. In hospital, many vascular surgeons will say,
So you see the point, we won't watch the whole thing, but essentially it really starts problem aware or maybe even unaware, and then it slowly leads up to what the problem is and what an alternative solution is. So in the end, they are selling grounding mats, but you can see they can't just start immediately talking about grounding mats. But this is like a guy who tells you that he has studied medicine at Beijing University and they have this traditional Chinese medicine and it works so well because of this and that, and explains everything, and then at the end they pitch the product. So this is how you can lead someone from, oh, they're only problem aware and don't even really know what's going on, or maybe even unaware, and lead that to someone who would actually buy from you. Now, these are the ad forms that I see a lot of success with recently. If you want someone to help you with your creative strategy and help you actually create these kind of ads and scale your brand, click the first link in the description, because this is exactly what I do. Else, check out also this video where I don't talk about ad creative, but actually talk about how you can take these and how you can run it to get it delivered to the right people, and how you can manage your ad account to scale. Keep scaling. Bye.